You read that title right. The NBA has lost its freaking mind. What is up, NBA fans? Shout out to my San Antonio Spurs fans, Bucks fans, Thunder fans. Welcome to TSR Sports. And Thunder fans, ironically enough, I'm shooting this during a thunderstorm. I cannot believe what we saw go down today, not only with Damian Lillard, SGA, hey, NBA champion, MVP, etc. His contract really got a lot to talk about on both. But let's first start talking about Damian Lillard. If you're a Bucks fan, this had to have been shocking. The Milwaukee Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard and stretching the remaining $113 million on his contract in order to acquire free agent center Miles Turner. Oops. By waiving Lillard prior to August 29th, the Bucks can use the stretch provision, which I didn't know this was a thing, in the CBA while leaving their future draft assets untouched. For salary cap purposes, the Bucks can stretch his remaining 2 years to 5, meaning they will pay $22.5 million per year. That's right. For the next 5 years, he's going to get $22.5 million a year to not play for Milwaukee. The NBA now has its own version of Bobby Bonilla Day, which ironically happens to be today. If you don't know what Bobby Bonilla Day is, back in 2000, the New York Mets agreed to buy out Bobby Bonilla's contract, negotiating to defer the payment of the remaining $5.9 million they owed him at 8% interest until 2011. So they waited over a decade to pay him, and then he would get annual installments of nearly $1.2 million per year. You got an installment today, and that's going to keep going until 2035, and the total cash payout will be $29.8 million. Man, I wish my bank paid like that. This is crazy to buy out a player for $22.5 million per year. You're literally giving up a quality player, a starter, to buy out Dame. Not only that, that $22.5 million is going to go against your cap under this new CBA. WTF? What is Milwaukee doing? All right, the other side of things. With SGA's contract, it got me thinking. You know, I've been watching the NBA since 1990. I've seen dynasties with Jordan and Pippen, Shaq and Kobe, Timmy and Manu and Tony, David in there a little bit too, and Kawhi at the end, Steph Curry and Clay and Draymond. Yeah, you get the idea. Are dynasties dead with these new contracts, especially contracts like this? We haven't seen repeat champions in how many years? Let's talk about this SGA contract because it's a big one. We're to jump over that article on ESPN. NBA MVP SGA has agreed to a 4-year, $285 million super maximum contract extension with champion Oklahoma City Thunder through the 2030 and 31 season. Hey, you do you. You get paid. If somebody's offering it to you, I don't blame you for this. You earned it. Go get it. I would not say no to that kind of money. You would not say no to that kind of money. But my goodness, think about the ramifications of this contract. His contract starts in 2027. I cannot find concrete numbers on it, guys, but it appears the salary cap will be $185 million based on the progression of the salary cap the next couple years, which means the luxury tax would start somewhere around $215 million. And he'll be making, we're guessing, $70 million-ish that year. That's 38% of your salary cap with one player. At that moment in time, Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams are going to be on their extensions as well. I would have to think the Thunder want to keep both of them, do they not? I don't know how much those extensions will be, so we'll go conservative and say Chet's will be about 35, J-Dubs will be 30. Both will probably be a little bit more, but we're just going to play it safe here. The Thunder have 2 more players under contract at that time, Caruso and Wiggins. They might not be there by that time, but for the purpose of this video, we say they will be. Caruso is going to make 21. Wiggins is going to make $8 million. Those five players combined are taking up 89% of your salary cap. Those aren't even all starters. That gives you about $50 million or so left to pay your 10 players. Maybe OKC will keep rotating guys in and out in the future with all the draft picks they've accumulated, and maybe only SGA is the guy that's the nucleus and stays there and just the rotating parts left and right. Because I don't think salaries like this are maintainable. We're seeing it right now with the Boston Celtics. They were the NBA champions last year, and now that team is getting broken apart. I know Jason Tatum's Achilles injury is a big part of it. He's going to mix next season. But Boston was going to be a repeat second-level apron offender, which is massive tax ramifications. their luxury tax was going to be more than their actual salary. So you had to dump a lot of players. KP looked like he was going to be gone. Drew Holiday, and sure enough, both are gone amongst others. I don't get what the NBA is doing here. You have a restrictive CBA with huge tax penalties, ramifications, can hurt draft picks, etc. And you have salaries that are 70 plus million right now. I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan. What is Victor Wembanyama's rookie extension going to look like? Is he going to get 50 million at first, and then the second extension, is he going to be at 100? When do these salaries eventually stop? There has to be a cutoff point. My opinion, I think that salary should be capped at no more than 25% of whatever the salary cap is at that time. Maybe they can project the future as well, which is still a lot of money. The salary cap is $200 million in a few years. That's $50 million. But these salaries getting to 70, 75, 80. With this restrictive CBA, you're going to have teams with one great player like an SGA, and then just who knows what around him. Maybe another good player or two, but you're definitely not going to have two players like that. Maybe that's what the NBA wants. Maybe they want more parity. Every franchise has one great player, then a couple good players, and then just guys maybe you've never heard of because they can't afford anybody anymore. And I'm not saying put the money in the owner's pockets. My goodness, not doing that at all. Maybe the other guys, the other talent in the NBA, get a raise. You know, raise the league minimum and distribute the money a little bit more evenly throughout the league. Maybe the people that are working in the arenas, the money gets distributed to them more evenly. Maybe lower ticket prices for us, the fan, because they're getting out of control because you're paying these ridiculous salaries of $70 million. Maybe it's not $25 to buy a beer and $20 for a hot dog and $20 for popcorn. You see where I'm going with this? I am shocked at really both of these occurrences with the NBA today. The Damian Lillard thing, I'm never going to understand. I understand why SGA is getting paid, but these type of contracts, it's not doable. And I don't know where the NBA goes from here. Seriously, I'm just lost how you can have such a restrictive CBA with contracts that are going to take up such a huge portion of it. That's all I got in regards to both these subjects. Drop a comment down below. If you're a Bucks fan or NBA fan in general, your thoughts on what the Bucks are doing with Damian Lillard. Do you think this is just one of the dumbest moves? Get Miles Turner, good player. Yes, absolutely. Hey, just went to the NBA Finals with the Pacers, but you're throwing away almost $23 million a year. Thoughts on that? Very curious. And by the way, had you heard of Bobby Bonilla before this video? And then SGA. Am I totally wrong? TSR, you're nuts. SGA deserves 70 plus million a year. Best player in the NBA deserves 70 plus million a year, 75 million or 80 million or whatever. Because the owners are willing to pay it. They are. What's that going to do to the team long term? What's that going to do to ticket prices? Are the Thunder, you just won a championship, and now you're going to pay him 70 plus million soon. Are Thunder fans going to see the nosebleeds go to, I don't know, prices are for Thunder tickets out there, but are the $150 for nosebleed going to quadruple to $600? And then families and fans the general family and fan can't go see the game because a family of four would cost $3,000 to see their team, even sitting way up in the nosebleed. I'm rambling. Like, comment, subscribe. Very curious what the feedback will be on this type of video. But thank you, and as always, go Spurs go.